back to the Hacienda. Ribbit here. I do appreciate you stopping by and watching this delicious food that we're going to make today. We're going to make a kielbasa casserole with a dark beer bechamel sauce. And yes, this recipe was inspired to me, or I was given inspiration for it, by Pete Thomas in his cooking channel, Pete Thomas. He made a sausage, leek, and cheese pie, which is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to put links to his channel up here in the corner and a card in the notes below. Go ahead and check out his great cooking. Send him some love. Tell him the Rivet sent you. He's got some excellent food all the time. I'm going to make my twist on his pie. We're using kielbasa. Leeks, of course. I got more off camera. Some shallots, red pepper for color, some ricotta. He used instant pie crusts as well as I'm going to. Cheater's crust. Neither of us wanted to mess with making our own crust. I'm also going to add a little bit of cabbage because we've got it. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and prep. Alright, over medium-high heat, we're going to add all the vegetables that I've chopped up real nice, and we're going to keep it at medium-high over a generous amount of butter. I'd say about half a stick, and we're going to start to sweat this down. But even better than that, while we sweat that down, we're going to add that one package of kielbasa that I sliced up in these little discs, and let's go ahead and cook that. After about 15 minutes of cooking, stirring pretty regularly, it's starting to look really pretty and things are starting to soften. Here's where we're going to add 1 teaspoon each ground black pepper and Lawry's seasoned salt. Okay, about 15-17 minutes of cooking over medium-high heat, number 8. I did correct for salt. I had to add another teaspoon of Lawry's seasoned salt, but the pepper was fine. I've turned the heat off. Now we're going to set it off to cool and start making the bechamel. Alright, to about 3/4 of stick butter, I'm going to add, I've got a total of 3/4 cup of flour here. I'm going to start out with about half. And I've got it on medium-low. And we're going to start whisking this and cooking the bechamel a little bit. And we want it to not be completely white, but we want it to start turning just slightly golden. Okay, so a good 20 minutes of cooking, and I ended up adding all the flour. 1/3 cup flour, 2/3 cup flour, 2/3 stick butter, and now we're going to start adding the Guinness beer, little by little. Now maybe I should have poured this in a glass so it would flatten out first, but it's too late. We are past the point of no return. So I got another bottle of beer here on standby. Let's go ahead and do the deed. Okay, so almost 2 bottles. 1 bottle minus, 2 bottles minus a good glug for the chef. And here we go. The sauce is fabulous. Beery, almost chocolatey, actually, flavor from the Guinness. And so here we go. The dark beer bechamel is done. We're going to put it off to the side to stay warm. Alright, so while we were making the dark beer bechamel, which is done now and it's covered off to the side, this is cooled down. I've already tasted it. Perfect for salt and seasonings. Now we're going to add the ricotta cheese. I don't know how much. We're going to eyeball it, but you will have the amounts in the notes below. So let me go ahead and play with this for a bit and you'll see the finished product. Okay, so here it is. I had a 32-ounce tub of ricotta. I used half of it, so 16 ounces of ricotta for this recipe, and it tastes really good, adds a nice richness. So let's continue. Alright, sports fans, so now you see we've got the 9x13 inch Pyrex with the pie dough down there. You notice I did not put any on the edge. I had to take the 2 rounds and splice them to fit. So now let's go ahead and fill them. Alright, so now we got the casserole, kielbasa casserole filled. You can see I've made some indentations with a spatula. So the bechamel will go in there. So let's go ahead and pour some of this over like that. Oh yeah, this is coming out better than I thought. It has a really good flavor, this bechamel. It tastes very chocolatey and coffee-like, very much like Guinness. Well, of course, it is made with the Guinness. Guinness is a very good beer, good for drinking, but even better for cooking, actually. So that's going to be about enough. We're going to have about this much left over. I am sure I'll come up with other recipes to use it. So now let's crown it. 16 ounces of provolone and mozzarella blend later. That baby's ready to go in a 380-degree Fahrenheit preheated oven. Let's do it. Alright, here we go. 40 minutes in the oven, bubbling deliciousness. Man, and it smells really good and cheesy, people. Alright, here we go. We have a plate load serving of this. I let it rest for 15 minutes, hoping that it would firm up a bit and not kind of fall apart like this, but it didn't. But anyway, it smells really good, very cheesy. Let's go ahead and try it. I'm sure it's still very hot. Yeah, you can see the steam coming out of it. 15 minutes is probably not enough to cool it down, but whatever. Let's go ahead. We got a piece of crust in there. Crust. It's cooked all the way through. That's good. Oh man, the insides are good. The cabbage, I was worried about that would be too firm. No, it's soft. It's not mushy. It's got some bite to it, but yeah, it's good. Ooh, let's try the kielbasa. Lovely. Pairs very well with the ricotta. Oh, I need a napkin. Got some paper towels up there. Yeah, it looks pretty with a red bell pepper in there, mochi peppers. Ooh, mouthful of leek. Very tasty. Leeks are sweet when they cook. Okay, so now let's get to the meat and potatoes. Let's try the cheese, provolone and mozzarella, and the crust. Oh, hot, hot, hot. Okay, I got a mouthful of the bechamel in there too. Spot on. Wow, I should have put more on there. Crust, delicious. Plenty of cheese. Yeah, the bechamel. Wow, man. You know, Mrs. Ribbit and I were wondering, could it be bechamel since it doesn't have any milk in it? Well, I'm saying it is. I'm making the commander's call. It's a dark beer bechamel. That is one fantastic recipe. Pete Thomas, thank you for the inspiration. Folks, you all go check out his channel, look at his cooking, send him some love, tell him the Rivet sent you. Man, I am going to eat up this plate right now. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.